My mother had predicted her death when I was 5 on my 19th birthday, and then died a day and a month before I turned 19. And that was our sole parent at the time, so that left 3 children, all teenagers or relatively teenagers, on their own. And so my life after that just continued with addiction. She got sick when I was 16, so I watched her die for 2.5 years in a system that wasn't as giving as it is today. You know, where we had no food, where, you know, having worked 25 years as a lab technician, she could not get an unemployment because she had a fatal illness. They didn't want to give her any money. This is all crazy stuff by today's standards. We wouldn't hear it. But these were things that happened, and I was watching them, and I loved my mother. And so to watch her die in such a degrading way, and with, you know, almost a sense of people saying, just die, you know, was so difficult for me. So I was very angry about that. I was to find out much later in my life, in recovery, that I actually had a mental illness. So I have bipolar disorder, and the depression I was suffering from was, you know, part of the disorder. And I didn't understand I had something that was bipolar, so I had periods of manic highs as well. I think the end of my using was, the depression was so severe that I, for the most part, wanted to commit suicide. And I finally realized it was either, you know, make a change or kill yourself. And so I chose to come and ask for some help. There were many times along that road I thought, my God, I'm not going to make it, you know. I am not going to survive this because it's way too painful and I don't know how to deal with it. But I hung in there. I thank God I hung in there. There are people along life's path that just reach out their hand, and it's that hand is all you need. And that makes the big difference. And I think I know that today. That's why it's easy for me to reach my hand out. Why wouldn't I? So many people did it for me. I sponsor 5 people myself, which is a fair amount of work. You know, so I do work with them. They are on the phone with me on a regular basis. I also co-facilitate 2 SMART recovery groups, which are rational emotive behavioral therapy oriented groups, which are self-help groups as well. So I do that work. And then I work in the field. So I work in the field of addictions. And I work with teenagers in the high schools. And I also work with some of the people at CMHA. It takes very little to touch the heart of another person. Just a bit of compassion, a moment's time to listen to them. That's all it takes. What was done for me is something I wish to do for others because I'm very lucky.